Vince McMahon is recovering from surgery. According to a report from TMZ, the 77-year-old had major surgery last week to correct an issue with his spine. The specific nature of Vince's spinal issue is not clear, but the surgery was ultimately deemed a success. There is currently no timetable for his recovery. The procedure is believed to have lasted over 4 hours. Fightful Select reported that those close to him claimed that it was a major life-altering operation, as it would be for anybody who underwent it. They also said that they asked WWE if this would affect his work moving forward and were not given a direct answer to that. Additionally, Dave Meltzer addressed Vince McMahon's influence on recent WWE programming in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Meltzer noted that the recent string of nicknames used on air, such as Dirty Dom or Big Bronson Reed, is a directive coming from the WWE chairman himself. Rey Mysterio was reportedly legit injured during a match on SmackDown this Friday. Fightful Select reported Friday night that Santos Escobar was originally set to win the United States title invitational finals on SmackDown against Rey Mysterio clean. However, an audible was called with the match ending and Escobar being declared the winner. A follow-up backstage segment had to be scrapped as a result of the injury. During a commercial break on Friday's show, Escobar landed a suicide dive to the floor with Mysterio's head bouncing against the floor on impact. When SmackDown returned from commercial, WWE medical personnel were seen talking to Mysterio, who was laying on the apron. It was then announced that Mysterio was unable to continue and Escobar was declared the winner. After the match, Rey Mysterio managed to get back up on his feet and hug Santos Escobar, congratulating him on the win. As a result of the tournament win, Escobar has earned a United States title match against champion Austin Theory. They will have their match on the August 11th edition of SmackDown in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Other highlights from SmackDown include LA Knight will compete in the newly announced WWE SummerSlam Battle Royal. WWE announced the Battle Royal on Friday's SmackDown episode with Slim Jim as the presenting sponsor. LA Knight was one of the 2 competitors announced for the match, with Sheamus of the Brawling Brutes also set to compete. Those 2 will square off in a singles match on the August 4th SmackDown, the go-home show for the August 5th pay-per-view. The SummerSlam Battle Royal will feature wrestlers from both brands, Raw and SmackDown. Both WWE SummerSlam and AEW All In are continuing to experience major success with ticket sales. Kicking things off with SummerSlam, which is set for Detroit, Michigan's Ford Field on Saturday, August 5th, Dave Meltzer wrote that 45,971 tickets are out for the event, with the announcement of Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso and stipulations for the other matches helping move things along. Meltzer noted why he feels it will be the biggest SummerSlam in recent history, saying, "Given the growth of Peacock and the growth of WWE popularity this year, that it will be the most number of people watching in North America or any SummerSlam show in history. It will be the second largest attendance. It won't beat the 1992 show at Wembley Stadium, and it will likely be the largest gate for any non-WrestleMania show ever in the United States. The target is 7.3 million based on how gates are usually measured, and 7.7 million that WWE announced for Royal Rumble, including Ticketmaster fees." And in regards to AEW All In, AEW's first trip to the United Kingdom on Sunday, August 27th at London's Wembley Stadium continues to climb the record books. Meltzer reported that as of now, there are 76,929 tickets distributed, approximately 70,400 paid, for a gate of $9 million US. That puts them less than 4,000 tickets shy of WWE WrestleMania's 32 attendance, as they ascend the charts of the most attended wrestling shows ever for a paid audience. From the newsletter, Dave wrote, "It looks like a good bet to be the largest recorded attendance in history, aside from the New Japan shows in North Korea in 1995, which were not paid attendance. It is now number 5 of all time when it comes to attendance at actual paying shows, and the WrestleMania 3 mark is probably a week to 10 days away from being broken. And with a month left, the 80,709 total now looks like it's being broken. The actual all-time paid record is certainly possible, but far from a sure thing. There are 10,896 tickets still left, so the potential looks to be 87,825 total. And speaking of All In, Dave Meltzer reported in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter that there's been talk that Jamie Hayter will not be able to compete at AEW All In. Fightful additionally reported on Friday that Jamie would not only be unable to return by All In, but a return before the end of 2023 would be, quote, unexpected, writing that, quote, things seem worse with her injury than anticipated. Hayter was the AEW Women's Champion when she lost the title to Toni Storm at Double or Nothing back in May, working a match that only lasted a few minutes. She hasn't appeared on television since. NXT is heading to California for an upcoming streaming special. During a media call on Thursday, Shawn Michaels announced that NXT No Mercy will take place from Bakersfield, California on Saturday, September 30th. The show is being held at Mechanics Bank Arena and will stream live on the Peacock and WWE Network. This is the first time WWE has used the No Mercy name for an event since 2017. No Mercy originated in 1999 and ran through 2008 before later returning as a pay-per-view name in 2016 and 2017. No Mercy was also the name of WWE's critically acclaimed video game for Nintendo 64 that was released back in 2000. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer provided an update on Rush's re-signing with AEW. Meltzer reports that Rush's new AEW contract is believed to be a multi-year deal. Rush announced the new deal via a video posted on Twitter earlier this week. Meltzer adds that while WWE was interested in Rush, WWE never made an official offer because they knew he wouldn't be going to WWE once they found out how much AEW was offering. One person in WWE called the AEW offer insane money. And last but not least, 2 title matches were announced Friday for this Wednesday's 200th edition of AEW Dynamite. After the events of Rampage, AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm will defend against Hikaru Shida. Shida defeated former champion Nyla Rose in the main event and called her shot after the match. That brought out Toni Storm, Saraya, and Ruby Soho on the stage, and the match was then made official. Shida will be looking for her second run with the title and first since May 2021. The two have clashed over Storm's title before, with the champion retaining on an October 2022 edition of Dynamite. The other new title match will see new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions Aussie Open defend against El Hijo del Vikingo and Commander. Commander picked up a singles win on Rampage over Kip Sabian, while Vikingo will be in action on Collision in a trios match. That's a wrap for this edition of The Latest. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you on the next one.